heinous curse
of the no bitch.
This is where we have like the different hybridization, because there can also be like incel passport bros that are also geopilled, you know?
If I was born in the West, I would have been able to get a white GF by degen maxing and low inhibit maxing.
You know, only resort to petty, like, anecdotal evidence. Under race pill, but it's another line that goes out to black cell, right? What's some of the things that you had growing up that like you kind of had to like get over?
Growing up, especially when it's weird because it's several things. Because when you get like through puberty, right, everyone starts sort of like developing certain things that they don't like about themselves. Like some people say like, I'm too short. Other people say like, no, I'm too ugly. I'm too fat. I'm too this or that. So you start like overly questioning yourself. You're like,
bro.
Damn it.
It's time to start
it's looks maxing. So it's like I remember when I was younger, I used to like get recommended some of these videos, and I thought, and now I see them, they're real fucking sad. Like people getting surgery to like extend their legs to be taller.
Yeah, I know people who did that.
Really?
Yeah. Don't look at me like I'm gonna fucking spill the beans, bro. I ain't trying to fucking expose them.
I don't want to know who it is, but I'm just like, you can't just reveal that info and give no extra, like, no extra, like,
I'm just qualifying, I'm affirming your statement, bro. I'm just saying, hey, man, that's true. There do be people like that, you know?
But anyways, like, a big one is height, especially for guys, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you know, you get over that and you discover like, yo, maybe all these insecurities don't really matter. And one aspect where they always seem to matter the most, especially for guys growing up, is it's women, basically. Like no one's ever gonna like me because I'm too short, because I'm too ugly, because I'm not funny enough, or whatever the heck.
Because let's face it, I mean, it's like the most direct thing in our lives as dudes, right? Is pussy, and that's just it's a tale as old as time. It's the reason why anything ever gets fucking done, right? At least from a dude's point of view, right? Everything that we are like really like insecure about when we were growing up, and everything that we had to kind of contend with was always in like, dude, how is this going to affect my chances, bro?
That just like people just tend to get over it, right? Like at the end of the day, like even if you're whatever thing you don't like about yourself, if you just, you know, live your life and meet people and actually go out and touch grass, you'll find that most people won't give a shit about that, right?
You're right. It goes to a point when you get over it, right? And I could tell you that exact point for everyone, or for all the dudes, right? It's the point when we get that first piece, bro. The first time after that, and you realize this ain't shit, you know? You're like, what the fuck? What have I been fucking like worried about, you know? The moment you realize that, I think like a lot of that becomes kind of, it melts away. A lot of the burden melts away. And I don't know. I think this brings us to the interesting world that I wish to show you today. It's these brothers who have not yet broken the most holy yet the most insignificant ritual.
They haven't gotten through this most heinous curse.
This heinous curse
of the no bitches.
Yes. And by that we are talking about the unfortunate souls of the incels. I'm going to show it to you right now. The discoveries that I have made as a voyager through the lands of Reddit. And you would think that incels would be the ones to just now, you know, only resort to petty, like anecdotal evidence, right? But I think they've gone down such a rabbit hole now. It's evolved, right? As all organisms do. This social organism that we call the incels have evolved. You know, there's now a different subspecies that have evolved from this mother species that we call incel, like people, right?
Are you trying to say we have like incel theorists now, like incel philosophers?
Dude, I don't know if we have any, but I'd be willing to be the first, bro. I'd be willing to be the first to show and document the instead of like a philosopher, more of like a evolutionary biologist. You know, there has been a very interesting like evolution of like subspecies, right? There's like the main genus of Incelius, and under that family we
Incelius
have
Nobichicus.
yeah. Or what's it called? Incelius. It's the Latin term for back the old birth control method back in the day, just pulling out. There was a Latin name for it. It was
really?
Yes, it was called coitus interruptus. Coitus interruptus. That's like a fucking dude. That sounds like a Harry Potter spell on what did you do?
Wait.
What to do when you find your mom
it's like-
cheating? Coitus interruptus. Yes, Incelius. No pussium. You know you know the story, right? Behind like the word incel and like how that entire thing started.
No, actually.
Oh shit. It was actually a lady, and she actually ended up creating this online community to help these people like get past their hangups. And she was the one who coined the term involuntary celibate. And it first started off as crazy as this like mental health like support community, but then it just somebody took the black pill and it just spiraled since then. But it's wild how that like yeah,
it's that fucking line of I have become death, destroyer of worlds.
What a feeling, dude, to be the creator of what we are watching here. So we can get started. I would say one of the first subspecies in my biological, I'm like Jane Goodall, dude, studying the chimpanzees. I'm got my freaking glasses on. I got my binoculars out. I'm taking dung samples, you know, doing all getting down and dirty with the science on this shit, gathering the data.
Yeah, you sent me this one link, and all I'm gonna say I'm gonna show it, but I don't know how to feel about it because I just seeing it, all I see is like gray tones. That's like the thing that I'm looking at. I don't know if it's like a weird like flag situation.
Well,
but oh wait, it is a flag. The Inceldom pride flag. What the fuck?
Just like grayscale. Yeah, it's a pride flag.
Wait, hold on. Incel, what? Incel is an academic sociological term that is short for involuntary celibate, a person suffering involuntary celibacy or involuntary celibacy, a negative life circumstance. I see. An analogy many incels often find elucidating would be comparing the state of lifelong inceldom to commonly recognized life adverse circumstances such as poverty.
Okay.
Wow.
Interesting.
I like this graph they put down here.
Hold on. After learning about this, you'll understand, bro. It's deeper than deep, bro.
But they have a fucking graph, which is the percent of U.S. 12th graders who have ever dated. So it just goes down. So like, hold on. Like this is the whole thing. So this is so we have this description.
Yeah.
I don't know if we should keep reading this whole thing.
Yes, but here's the point. Here's like an important point I want to like point out.
Yeah.
Is that up until this point on this podcast, we were mostly like concerned with different subcultures and like weird like movements or like religious movements. I think we got into this thinking that like an incel is like an online subculture, right? We kind of framed it in that aspect. But here, at least in academia, it's people who are experiencing an adverse life circumstance. I guess that's the academic definition. If like something like poverty. Yeah.
Look at this definition. So in this study, incels are defined as adults who fail to find a sexual partner for 6 months or more. Damn, bro, like I've been an incel a bunch of times then. There have been periods.
Until very recently, I'd fall into that category. It says incels is all adults who failed to find. Wow. For 6 months. All right. You're setting the bar too high, brother. You're setting it too high, brother. What the fuck? All right, Donnelly, fucking Mr. Pussy getting man. Like, what the hell, man? He's just calling like
every week, dude.
he's literally calling every dude 30 and under, an incel, a fucking chud.
And look at this one. So it says, this wiki takes a stance in agreement with the early academic research into the topic that incel is not a movement or a community, but a gender-neutral life circumstance.
Oh, that's true.
Incels, both self-identified and not, are highly diverse politically, racially, religiously, and socioeconomically. Wait, will this be important later?
This is 100% important. And also, the gender-neutral part is interesting, too, because there are Femcel Reddit like communities, which is another interesting thing. And watching the interactions between incels and femcels is some of the most entertaining shit in the world. But also,
I got questions there. Hold on. What is a femcel exactly? Because I always thought that a femcel was literally just a woman who just could not get laid. Okay, but I've come to know recently that there are other classifications. Yeah. Like, for example, I found out that women that just really hate men are also technically classified as femcels.
Right.
But that goes against the earlier definition, because this says that it's basically not getting laid despite the desire to get laid.
Right.
But what if I just don't want to get laid? So then I'm celibate. But
that's called Volcel. That's another splinter group, or I would say this is like incel and volcel, or I would almost see as like two parent species. All right. It's like they have a common ancestor, and the common ancestor is, is celibacy, right? Is not getting laid, right? But volcel is the voluntarily celibate. So that includes like fucking monks and like people that volcel is incredibly based. I would say it is incredibly based, and I've tried it for a period of time in my life, and it's fucking awesome. But this is something I would say that happens within us, like at every single moment. It's like the line between am I a volcel or am I an incel always fluctuates. But it's more of like
very fluid
general tendency, to stick to one side.
That's a question, actually. So what I always imagine as like the proto-incel, right, is like 45 years old, lives with his parents.
Yes.
Has tried to get laid, has just never happened. There's a movie about that, the 40-year-old virgin, right?
Yes.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's like the proto, incel, because like someone who's obsessed with sex in some way, but just has been unable to do it for a long time.
Yeah.
But with this new definition, we're saying that even if you have gotten laid before, attitude changes can make you become an incel later.
Right. Or have those kinds of like thinking. But I would say we have to draw the line here somewhere between like who we're talking about categorically, right? Because even though that process happens within everyone, I would say like in a special case, when we make our definition of incel, I want to ask you, are we only talking about people who are virgins, who have never had sex?
Because then you'd be discounting a lot of people, because then you also have incels, from my understanding, that are people that basically they had like, they dated one person and had a bad experience, whatever that experience that might have been.
Right.
Then they go the incel route. I was like, fuck women, bro.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying is that's kind of where we have to start, I think, because this is where like the conversation can kind of derail, is when we include the people that have had sex, right, and chose to become incel versus, which I think the most vocal part of the incel community is the virgins, right? Is the people that have not had sex to this day, right? And they feel like they're trapped in this, lifestyle or this kind of negative life circumstance. And I think it's like, that's like the doomer cell, or like the doom cell kind of like outlook, right? Or the doomer outlook is like, no matter what I do, I will never be able to have sex, right? And that's like, I think the core of like what incel originally started out as. Does the term Geopill mean anything to you?
Let's see what our subjects are saying now. From what I can see on the wiki.
Scanning.
Scanning. Like I want to imagine this as like going on a safari adventure, right? It's like you're going with fucking Steve Irwin to like find out like new animals, and like you go to like the Amazon rainforest, and it's just a bunch of like naked dudes that are really sad.
It's like a Ranger Rick style like magazine, you know.
What is this website? Incels.is, Involuntary Celibate Forum.
Yes, this is one of the outlets in which incels communicate worldwide, because it's a global thing now. And these are some of the gems that you can find in here, man. Like, this is classified under rage fuel.
Fucking Geopill caused me to inkwell. I don't know what this means. What is an inkwell?
That's new to me too. I have to look into what be inkwell means, but the Geopill. So this is about someone blaming the Geopill, right, on their incel status.
Oh yeah, dude, like you got to comment on this one. Like it says, if I was born in the West, Breezy Hills says, if I was born in the West, I would have been able to get a white GF by degen maxing and low inhibimaxing. Instead, I was born in Asia, where the are still getting fucked, but I will never get any action because they're snobby.
Damn, they got a bunch of freaking fiery Pepe emojis out under that. Damn.
Wait, hold. Is this site? Wait, hold on. I'm just now considering that I always thought that like 4chan was like the primo incel site. But because I think we're going to find some 4chan-esque like ways of speech on this forum.
I think the 4chan and incels.is like Venn diagram is a fucking circle, dude. Like these guys, I think, moved and created their own like space, you know, so they can that aren't under like the 4chan rules or whatever.
Yeah, you know what's funny to me is this whole idea of, damn, if I was in the States, I'd get so much pussy. I've actually seen the opposite. In fact, isn't that the whole reason why passport bros exist?
Yeah, it is. And that's like the interesting thing. It's because the reason why I talk about like inceldom becoming like different species is that like these different species end up filling different niches, right? So like passport bros,
the Passporticus broicus is unable to find a mate in his home country. So he is basically obliged. He needs to travel to some other third world country and find a very poor Filipina.
What I see going on here, this is hybridization going on, man.
Because it's like this whole idea of, yo, I'm unable to get somebody in my own country. So I'm basically forcing myself to go to a different market because whatever's going on here is just not working out. It's trying to use a single explanation to it, like basically try and explain away all your problems, apart from saying like, oh, the issue is something that I'm doing or whatever. But I do think there has to be at least one person that's like the proto-incel, you know, like patient zero.
Oh,
like somebody who says
incel
like,
wiki, dude. Bro, like, look at the incel wiki right now.
Oh, Henry. Oh, but what? The protocell is telling you, someone dude, who has experienced inceldom prior to the incelsphere age. The incelosphere age began more or less in the early 2010s. Therefore, anyone experienced perpetual non-redeemancy during the 2000s or before, that would qualify as a protocell. Damn. So wait, who is this bitchless motherfucker? Who is Henry?
Oh, he's the Toulouse. Oh, is he a short king, dude? See also Vincent Van Gogh. Whoa, was Vincent Van Gogh proto-cell?
He was an escort cell who was friends with another involuntary celibate, Van Gogh. He had a genetic disorder that made it so his legs stopped growing after they were broken. Damn. He was mocked so viciously for his miniature stature and odd appearance that he was driven to alcoholism, institutionalization, and ultimately death. He frequented prostitutes and even moved into a brothel. He moved into a brothel. Wow. They gave this man his own room.
Damn.
He had no confirmed love affairs. It was rumored he had a love affair with a 17-year-old named Mary Charlotte. Oh no.
Oh, hell no.
But there is no proof. He was well loved by those in the art and writing community, just not by women without paying. At the age of 36, he died from complications of alcoholism and syphilis. Oh my gosh.
Damn, and he got the clap too. Fuck.
Like, dude,
this like shakes my world because like Van Gogh's artwork, like out of all the artwork that I've seen like in person at like art museums, his shit was like it connect. That's the stuff that I connected with. And that's wild. I mean, I knew the guy who like was pained, of course, but you only learn about like the cut off ear and shit, you know, and like the depression part in culture. But people never took the aspect that, you know, he was a virgin, I guess, right? It seems like he was
for Van Gogh, I like this last line they give his little like synopsis, which is his serial rejection broke his heart and eventually his mind, his spirit, and his life. Damn.
Well, wait, is it like a myth that he had like bad acne or whatever, and he had like acne scars or something?
I don't know about that, but here it says, I love this section. Interactions with women. He fell madly in love with his landlady's daughter, and he was rejected. He was obsessed with losing his virginity, stating with regards to his virginity the following: the animal must get out, then the angel can enter. Dude. The animal needs to be freed, bro. He gotta be uncaged.
He was the proto-primal cell, bro.
He lost his virginity to a London prostitute. Van Gogh stated that prostitutes are girls who love so much. I mean, you know.
Depending on the definition of love, he's not wrong.
Wait, hold on. We're looping back, bro, on the subreddits. He then proposed to his fucking cousin. Damn.
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
So he then entered a relationship with a prostitute who produced a child, but is unknown if it was Vincent's. Okay. He eventually got into a relationship with a non-prostitute neighbor, but her family rejected Vincent and they forbid her from visiting him.
Damn.
She then tried to
pariah cell.
She then tried to herself at her parents' decision.
Oh, hell no.
So here, it's even worse because here they say, like, you know, he had a brother named Theo, and Theo got pussy, but Vincent could not.
He was the Chad older brother. Damn.
Oh man, dude, I did not know this Vincent lore, bro.
That is very tough, bro. He had a very tough life. But that comes back to that comes back to kind of like the perennial question, dude. Like, it is the chase of, you know, getting the punani for all of us dudes, right? That creates some of the craziest pieces of artwork, you know? And I don't know, it's like, it's kind of sad where you have to realize, like, and question, is that a necessary requirement, you know, to create the best art? It's like, do you have to go crazy in order for that? Or is that, you know, most of the case? So this is where we have like the different hybridization, because there can also be like incel passport bros that are also geopilled, you know, that are like basically the old white guys in America. You know, it's like, this is fucking America. I'm geopilled, you know. I got to go somewhere else where my sexual marketplace value is higher. Got to buy the dip on the Philippines.
For the passport bro group, I've done some reading up on them, but it's like the way it's explained, it reminds me of like incel vibes, because it's basically just like, yo, not my words, okay? Nobody get mad at me. I'm just the messenger here, okay?
I'm gonna shoot the messenger.
But what the passport bros say is this whole idea of, yo, we have to go to other countries because women in the West fucking suck now.
Right.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, like if you marry somebody, like a woman in the West, they say like, oh, she won't cook or she won't clean or whatever. Just, you know, misogynistic shit, right?
Right.
But I guess, not even middle class, just like a impoverished Filipino woman might actually do that. And in fact, that's part of the reason why a lot of these like geopill guys try to find women in Asia, because like, as you know more than anyone here, it's like if you go to Japan or whatever, like there are certain archetypes of what, you know, I guess gender roles are even more clearly defined there than it is like in North America, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's like it's like a culturally more like restrictive environment, you know, anywhere in Asia, I guess, compared to the US. But it's interesting because like, even if they were to like, I would say like, it's interesting because like the idea of that coming to the minds of people here that are like geopilled, you know, in America is fully accepted as like a way up the social ladder in the country that they're going to.
But that's the thing, because like in the case of passport bros, I think that's where you get into like a bit of a bit more shady territory. Because honestly, I'm not saying it's always like this, but a lot of the cases that I've seen, especially on things like, you know, like 90 Day Fiance, it feels almost like prostitution with extra steps.
Well, if you think about it, that's the state of marriage, you know, in all cultures up until fucking like 100 years ago, you know, like it's very recent, you know, in our development, the idea of like marrying for love. I mean, for the longest time in Western culture, that's probably been around since what, the 19th century, you know, like during the Romantic period. But like that was, even then, that was like a niche idea, you know, it was only like a niche, like artistic movement. It wasn't like mainstream culture. But for better or for worse, like that was just how it was, you know, and like most people married for political reasons, you know.
I mean, yeah, but like for political reasons, I find it a bit different because yes, it is that, you know, like I imagine like what happens in India now, right? Where it's like, oh, we have to get like this company together. So you're going to marry him now. Bye.
Yeah. There is no way that I will let my daughter touch an untouchable. Dalit. No Dalit allowed.
I saw like this fucking like Indian TikTok of like this girl who was real fucking sad because she was gonna get married for like the price of a goat, but then somebody else like offered 2 goats instead.
I saw like a iShowSpeed video where he was like in a village in like Kenya or something, and there was like he was with like one of the village leaders, and he met his daughter, which was he's like how old are you? She goes like 20. I'm like me? And then like it goes, oh, how many? What's her price? You know? And he goes, and the chief is like, he's like, you want to marry her? You know? And it's like, and he said something like 15 goats or something. Like 15 goats. But that still is, you know, we don't see the only reason why I guess any people would have like an issue like bringing that up is that like those people just have not seen it around in, you know, their culture, you know, it's not what you're used to, but it still happens all around the world. And actually, forget everything that I just said. None of that matters. Back on the India shit, did you know, I recently found that the caste system in India was so strictly enforced for thousands of years, just as like a social practice, that genetically the people at the Dalit, the untouchables, right, and the Brahmin have more genetic like diversity than European populations have with each other, like certain European populations.
Really?
It's fucking crazy, dude. Like that is thousands of years of like going, do not touch them. They are the stinky people. Just enforced, no questions asked.
Not enough goats.
Exactly. And it's like no amount of goats, no amount of chickens, no amount of anything would convince someone to basically marry outside of their caste. I mean, sure, it happened, but it's such a statistical minority that it's like insignificant.
The reason I mentioned like it's like prostitution with extra steps. I know that it's like I'm not the kind of person that goes into the whole like, you know, there's an imbalance of power in the relationship or whatever.
Yeah.
But literally in the case of what we're talking about here with passport bros, you're effectively promising someone a better future, literally just money.
Yeah.
And you get sex in return, right? Or you get a wife in return. Right. Which is something that isn't, it's not uncommon throughout history. However, it just feels kind of fucked up that it's happening now.
Yeah.
And it's happening like it's televised almost, like right in front of our faces. And people are being like, yo, I just went to the fucking Philippines. Look at my new wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
I met her yesterday.
I mean, things are so much more like vocal now, you know, and with the internet, you could just broadcast anything. So after a while, like people's exposure to certain things, you know, we just kind of, sometimes we kind of trick ourselves into thinking it happens way more than it does. But like you become more privy to patterns, you know, when you are persistently just being broadcasted shit. Dude, look at this right here, man. I just sent it to you. This is not caste pill.
What the fuck is this?
But this goes into another subset of subsets, you know, in the species where we're talking about race pill, right? So we talked about Geopill. We talked about what we touched on like looks pill a little bit, right? But race pill is one of the most diverse species or subspecies of the incels.
Hold on.
This first one.
I'm switching now. What the heck is this? Currycell,
bro. Currycell. We were talking about, I was looking up if there was a specific cast pill, like subcategory, but nothing came up. Instead, I think it's lumped into this Currycell classification.
And yeah, you can't see it in my screen share, but I love the image they use as a reference.
We center it. There we go. Yeah. Best pickup line ever. Hi, I'm from India. Damn.
Oh shit, dude.
I really.
So the Currycels. This is a subset of ethnicels. It designates someone who is on the inceldom spectrum due to having inherited some traits from ancestors from Nepal, India, or Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Bhutan, certain regions of Burma, and the Maldives. Many argue their inceldom is primarily a result of a systemic racial disadvantage faced by curry men from the Indian subcontinent.
Curry men. Damn. Evidence suggesting that South Asian men have lower SMV, and SMV stands for sexual market value. I think I made that during the stocks go down joke.
Wait, what the fuck is this? A study, albeit a survey conducted on a sample of self-reported female sex workers on the Amazon Materk platform. Wait, what? What is this? Materk platform.
I don't know.
Found that Indian men were evaluated as the worst performing ethnicity when it came to lovemaking skill, apart from East Asians.
Damn. That's tough, bro. They had to fire shots at us too. Shit.
Wait, what? This is the Amazon Materk platform. What the fuck is this? So they interviewed some sex workers.
Mechanical Turk. Crowdsourcing.
This?
Wait, that's Amazon.
Yeah, it's an Amazon crowdsourcing marketplace.
I don't think is that the right thing? Huh.
It should be.
They selling punani on Amazon? That's crazy.
You're saying I can order a bitch on Amazon?
Hold up. I just turn into Iceberg Slim. Hold up. I gotta go talk to my bottom dollar bitch real quick. Hey, bitch, where my money at? You stink, ho.
I can just imagine I just imagine a fucking sex worker just being dropped off by a drone.
Yeah. Like with the Amazon drones, they have little suction cups on the bottom to get them by the head. Fly around. That's hilarious.
Oh man, the fuck. So dude, Currycell. I'm just sorry if I'm kind of quiet. I'm just taken aback it all by in, this. Man. This new information.
And also, I don't know if you've noticed too, this entire platform is written by incels for incels, right? It's like so interesting because it's noticed a first in the verbiage hand primary source.
So, several negative stereotypes pursue South Asian men, such as the perception that they are extremely sexually aggressive to a creepy extent while being undesirable. By, for example, by asking women online for bobs and vagine. I mean,
that's a classic meme, yeah.
That public defecation is popular among South Asians and South Asian nations, and that Indian men in particular are highly nerdy. Such traits are generally unappealing to women and reduce these men's status. Therefore, these stereotypes may generally play a part in reducing the openness of women to date South Asian men in Western countries. Look, all I'm gonna say about that, from what I've heard, just me looking online, right? I've never seen Indian men being nerdy being one of the aspects that's quote unquote undesirable as per the incels.
Yeah.
You know what I have seen? There's this one TikTok that I just find really fucking funny. It's of an Indian guy going to different cities across where he lives. He drives miles upon miles for one mission. To find deodorant.
Oh my goodness.
This is called deodorant.
And he can't fucking find any.
I remember this video. Yes. He goes to each store and he's just asking, and he has a picture on his phone too. He's like, deodorant. And the guy at the desk just looks up and he goes, no.
We don't have that.
No. We don't have that here.
Deodorant मिल जाएगा? Deodorant.
So, I'm not going to say, because I don't know enough Indian people to say that remark, but I will say that's what I've seen online. That's a stereotype, right?
Well, yeah. Well, that's an interesting thing because the nerdy Indian kids that I knew like in school growing up, like, and they were my friends too. Like one in particular, like he's balling out. Like he's like freaking, he went into like microbiology and then now he's doing like a doctorate and he's trying to be like a doctor and shit. And it's like, he's absolutely like, you know, chill guy, freaking, you know, he's funny growing up. But he was like super nerdy. He knew everything, you know, he was like, I think salutatorian or something or valedictorian of our class. But it's like those guys that like I would imagine would have like the least problems, you know? Whereas it's like I think the people like, I don't know, nerdy, maybe some people like are confusing nerdy for being smart. Maybe it's just like you're like Indian, but like you have like the extent of your like your intellectual power, like even though you might have like, you know, 200 IQ is like poured only into like fucking like League of Legends or something, you know, it's like that's your entire like folk, like autistic
I thought you were gonna say
niche,
like I thought you were gonna say like their entire just like every single like wavelength coming from their brain, like every single signal they can produce, right, is all focused on the one goal of all the neural power of going into like 52 different DMs simultaneously and asking for pictures of Bob's and Vagina.
It's like he has horny maxed, dude. He's unlocked horny max.
He's making like fucking bots to ask for Bob and Vagine, just sending them out into the wild until he finally gets a hit. Like somebody finally fucking did it.
He taught himself like advanced coding in like a mud hut somewhere during monsoon season. Like the walls are just running down, you know, where there's like gale force, 120-mile-an-hour winds going outside, like lightning's creating forest fires, and he's just in there working on like a code that will allow him simultaneously to get advanced metrics on his Bob and Vagine like carpet bomb messages.
Like he's just trying to fucking carpet bomb and see like what is the ideal combination of messages that will most likely like give me conversion. It's like a fucking CRM, like I'm looking at my prospective clients. What is the highest conversion rate to nudes?
Jarvis, give me the data. Send me the data, Jarvis. And even Jarvis is Indian too. He's like, okay, sir, sending. Yes. My little kitten, may I have Bob and Vagine, please? She was like, ew, no, what the fuck? You're so creepy. Please.
And at the end, it's like, he sends out all the bots, right? Like thousands of them. It only gets one hit back. And when it happens, he's so fucking excited. Like, oh my God, finally, we get the Bob and
He's sweating, dude. His hut is gone. Like the monsoon completely destroyed it. It's like bluebird skies, you know, after monsoon season. He thought his computer died, but it just turns on to life. One message. And what does it say?
And I just imagine that one message being like, he gets catfished by like another Indian dude and gets like just an Indian dude's dick pic in return.
No, I have failed. All of my hard work, it is gone down the toilet. Damn.
Just like my hut.
There was that famous like there's like like Facebook like post thread or something about like an Indian guy who got catfished, and he like kind of vlogged the entire thing, or like I don't know, it was maybe before vlogging.
Oh, it's this one. It's Sanjay and Durgesh.
Yes, Sanjay and Durgesh. Beautiful.
It's this one. BuzzFeed News. Photos of this guy and his Wait, what? Photos of this guy and his disabled father were stolen by a teenager for a parody account. What?
Oh, wait, someone wasn't real?
Wait, what? Are you telling me Durgesh is not real? What?
Wow. It could have fooled me, man. Could have fooled me.
Oh, an Instagram account called Sanjay Kapoor has gone viral multiple times.
Oh, damn.
Wait, don't tell me it's fake.
Dude, Indian on Indian violence? Come on, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, like here's the thing. Like, okay, bad news. I've discovered Manisha is catfish. I was told to meet up for finally at Central Park, but did not find 13-year-old Manisha. I find 54-year-old Durgesh. However, he enjoys breasts like me, so all is well. Haha.
He is connoisseur of baboob of Bob. Oh, and the plane pic. Yeah, I do remember this.
Like, this is. Fucking Durgesh has done it again.
There's something about them fighting too, right? There's like a thing about them fighting.
Oh, this is the one where he got a fucking black eye.
Yes. Yeah. That's the one I'm talking about.
I am so sad right now. What do you mean Durgesh is not real?
This shattered my delusion that I've been living this entire time, bro.
My hopes and dreams.
Oh my goodness. But I mean, it's wild how like we saw the Currycell phenomenon, right? And in the greater ethnocell, right? Like a subspecies of incel. Let's expand on that. I think there's a lot to explore there because as many different people as there are on Earth, you know, that means there's many different types of ethnocells, dude.
So what I want to do, is like make a chart of how all these different groups are somehow connected to each other.
Yes.
So we could find the prime proto-cell.
Actually based. Yeah.
For me, like, talking about all this stuff, it's weird for me to, like, imagine because I can imagine a scenario, like a parallel universe where either of us would become incels, right? And at the end of the day, it's like, what brings someone to do all this? Well, actually, I think we can explain this in our chart. Okay. So what are the potential reasons for inceldom? You've already shown your mastery of this topic.
Breaking it down, bro, for science.
Breaking it down. We've already said that we start with Incelicus. No
pussy eye. We got to do the multiple.
No pussy eye.
The multiple in Latin with the double I. No pussy eye, but it just reads as no pussy. The double I. The double I. The double I, dude.
The double I.
Yes.
Like that.
No pussy eye.
Right, but from there we kind of go into like different subcategories.
Yeah.
Because then we have some of the ones we talked about earlier, right? So we have like the. What are some of the ones we've covered already? We have like the Geopill guys.
Geopill, ethnocell, right? Okay, true cells. Who are true cells? A true cell is assumed to be doomed into inceldom due to some unchangeable characteristics or physical feature. Okay, so this is true cell. This is the actual name for it.
Okay, so I feel like true cell needs
True
to go
cell.
in all caps, man.
Yeah.
The true cell.
So
The one to rule them all. So you got the Geo guys, we got the Ethno guys.
and it says hyper-focusing on lookism, especially in parts of the Blackpill community. So Blackpill is also like, I would say true cell adjacent, or maybe it is like the true self. Okay, it's a philosophy. Okay, so the Blackpill is a philosophy. It is the true self philosophy.
So so from true cell is where we get the black pill then.
It seems that they have like they use the suffix cell to refer to the actual people, and then the pill, suffix is like for the ideas that they have.
So going back, so let's leave this as a draft for now.
Okay.
What other kinds of incels can we talk about? So we've gone about the Geopill, the Ethnopill. Oh, there is one you told me about earlier. I do remember this one, which is, I don't know if it's the same as the Ethnopill, which is the race pill.
That's the DNA of the ethnocell, right? Because the pills are the DNA, right? That's the philosophy or the ideology that makes them different from their common ancestor, right?
Right.
It's like what they focus on. Freaking incel taxonomy, bro. It's difficult. All right. I think what we can do is we can kind of zoom in on one of them and see how far we can get. Let's just go down and scroll, bro. See what we can find.
I want to know what Comskin is, dude. Oh, just a white person. Oh, okay.
Wait, so it's okay if it's a white person?
I think I saw a thread once that called white people mayo monkeys.
Yes, mayo monkey. Yeah. That's a pretty well known one.
So black cell, a subset of the ethnicell, meaning he is someone of sub-Saharan African descent who is also involuntarily celibate due to the fact that he is rejected by for being black. Studies and statistics have shown black women as being one of the most rejected races of women. This rejection comes mostly from white, Asian, and Hispanic men, but even among black men, black women tend to perform worse than women from other races.
Damn.
But this particular guy, he was completely convinced that the fact that he had a darker skin tone made it the fact that he was unfuckable. And I was like, bro, it's not because of that. It's because you told a girl you loved her on the second date. Like these are the things that I'm trying to explain to you. Just won't listen to me.
That is called Oofy Doofy, I believe, in the Incel community. Let's see if it's actually codified.
It's a
Oofy
term.
Doofy theory. Yep, there it is.
What?
Brother, I told you I did my fucking research. I'm a scientist, bro.
I am
a scientist.
Honestly,
I seek to understand me, all of my impurities and evils yet unknown. Fucking love that song.
So this thing with the Oofy Doofy theory is a theory on how modern dating market works associated with the TFL subculture. Wait, hold on, wait. We
True
gotta go
force
back.
loneliness.
TFL is true force, also known as TFL, is a predominantly black YouTube vlogging community, often categorized as a subgroup of incels.
ding. Black cell. This is under ethnicell, under black cell, and TFL. That's under black cell. So we found two more stages.
New subcategory into the anthropological analysis.
Can we update it right now so we don't forget?
Sure. So it's under race pill, right?
Under race pill, but it's another line that goes out to black cell, right? From ethno. Yeah.
So here's like we go here. Wait, hold on. No,
Yes.
it's black, right? It's black. So
Yes.
we go and we get fucking black cell, right?
Yep.
And from black cell, we can go further beyond into the TFL. This theory claims that women prefer to date and have relationships with men who are mediocre looking, agreeable, or unassertive, effeminate, and generally low in perceived mate quality, as compared to black pill and red pill.
Yeah.
Derived incel theories that emphasize women's tendencies towards hypergamous rating. This theory is largely based on anecdotal evidence and arguments proposed by several TFL vloggers, such as there are people,
yeah.
Held by the dashboard light. Is an incelebrity and prominent character in the incelosphere.
Dude, they have their martyrs too and their saints. It's crazy.
Their whole mythos, man.
But these are real people, which is the crazy part. Like with online footprints.
Wait, the
Israeli
academic and narcissism expert Sam Vanknin has also promoted a version of Oofy Doofy theory in several of his videos, and in one of his official publications, where he claims that women prefer beta males even for short-term relationships, which he argues generally involve an aspect of familiarity. Okay, going back to that.
Yeah.
Okay. Just talking about that aspect of the Oofy Doofy theory. I have observed the exact opposite in my day-to-day life. Like every guy that I've ever met who's been a like quote unquote beta male or subservient, as the wiki says, have been the most like unpussy having motherfuckers I've ever met.
Interesting.
Just consistently. Consistently.
But that's the interesting thing is where like the Oofy Doofy theory is it kind of like, I don't think I've really seen it as much either. And the only thing that I really saw closely are like relationships where the dude was just getting whipped, right, by his girlfriend, right? He was like completely just like. But at the same time, I never saw that as like. It didn't happen often enough where like it's as frequent as like these guys are saying, where it's like these guys are just like pit stops for these women to just like have the boyfriend experience while not being really attached to them. And just to move on to Chad, or like to do to do that, right? Until a better guy, quote unquote, in their eyes comes along and they just hitch the ride. So yeah,
I feel like I've seen that same thing, man. Like that same thing, which is like the guys who were quote unquote betas. Even when they did get into relationships, it didn't last long, and if it did, it's like I would just feel bad for them.
Right.
Just completely whipped, dude.
Yeah.
Just completely.
But it's like at the same time, they dug their own grave, you know? It's like it's one of those things where like, I don't know if you can really blame the beta, I guess, like in the situation of like these guys not being able to get girls. Cause like incels blame those beta guys, right? Or they see them as like traitors almost. Like race traitors. It's like, it's like, you don't deserve this. But, at the same time, she's only there because she's going to go after Chad. And it's like, it's through
it's like these guys are like, these guys are like the Uncle Toms.
Yes, they're the Uncle Toms of the incel world. So that's why I think like the Oofy Doofy theory was created. And again, it's like, haven't seen that often as enough in my life, I guess, to confirm it, but I can see where like it comes from in their philosophy. If I were to like make an educated guess,
in fact, I would propose my own theory here.
Okay.
To compensate for what I see in the Oofy theory, which is from my own analysis.
Yeah.
Okay. I see the Oofy Doofy theory being something used to have guys act more subservient and agreeable so that other guys can get pussy. Why? Because for a very simple reason, I feel like that sort of like subservience that they keep talking about is the one track way to get to the friend zone. It's like the most like fast track way to get there. And if you're there, you're kind of fucked.
Right. Oh yeah. So I think what you're describing is a phenomenon in social psychology. They call it mate suppression. It's kind of a malicious practice that limit like people's ability to find mates. So to kind of like, in a way, I think like women are actually well known to do that. Like studies have shown like women take part in a lot of like mate suppression behaviors when it comes to like competing over a man, so that's why like a lot of like drama movies and stuff, a lot of the shit that happens is because, there's certain practices people are doing to try to like get like, especially like love triangles and shit. So like drama in general comes from that, in our daily lives.
I feel like this meme sort of encapsulates what I think is going on here. Because this whole idea of like, dude, if you just like act like more of a beta, right?
Yeah.
You'll get more pussy. Right. And the way I see it, I'm sure you've seen this before. Like the people that talk about like sexual market value, they'll make these fucking graphs. It's like, I'll give you an example. You get like people saying like, no, what happens is that you get like, men and women, right? And you get like fucking, like, I don't know. What happens is this guy over here has like, I don't know, a sexual market value of $10. He's fucking, he's fucking ripped. Yeah. So all the women will gravitate towards this guy.
Yeah, it's not the hypergamy graph or whatever it is.
Yeah, because he has like money and is good looking and is blah 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 blah. And then like these guys who are not bad at all are not getting the attention. So and you'll see people even say like so like this guy who's not doing too bad for himself, he has to like make do with a low level like women, like low sexual market value. Yeah. So because we have no more spaces. Well, why am I mentioning this? Because I think this whole idea of making people act stupid is a ploy, especially by the guys down here, to make it so that other people do not have access. So basically, if everyone acts like an idiot and you don't, it's easier for you to get pussy.
Yeah. Well, that theory has also been spun the other way around with women, right? With like femcels. Because femcels actually flipped this around and said they say that all the things that women are saying that they look for in guys, like, are actually like ways that women keep each other from competing. This phenomenon, right? When the idea of like you can't have two pretty best friends when you're talking about girls, right? There's always one like that's prettier than the other, or the other one's like fat or whatever. So femcels basically cite that example as saying exactly what you were saying about incels. It's like these bitches are.
Like, when you said that, I just remember like these like I watch these shorts channels like they have like Instagram like reel comments, and you always see that one that says like, "Damn, bro, always the fridge protecting the snacks."
Yes. So Femcels actually have cited that example to basically show the other end of the coin, you know. But it's so funny that you came to that same conclusion.
You know what could be interesting is I kind of see where they're coming from, especially because if you look at like I have been not blessed. I've had the misfortune to come across a lot of these like, you know, like red flag videos. Like if your man shows any of these signs, that's a red flag, leave him immediately, bitch.
Yeah.
And especially on places like TikTok, right? Like there's these like stupid fucking like couples challenges.
Right.
Like there's this one that's just, I fucking hated it. It's like a girl just like goes to the kitchen and like there's like a dude making himself a sandwich, right? And she starts fucking dancing around him. Yeah. And he kind of like looks at her like, bitch, the fuck you doing? I'm making a sandwich. And they take that as like a really bad like red flag because oh, if he was the one, he would have started dancing with you, you know?
And it's like that's actually what Femcels also cite as like an example of that like mate suppression behavior, is that they go like all of these things that kind of like make women kind of, they like women that make those kinds of videos, like they say, at least Femcels say, they're aware of the fact that this is bad advice, but they're giving it out to, you know, like the public in order to trick other women into taking on these like, you know, not so good mindsets, you know, about expectations and whatnot. Yeah. So it's like, in a way, you're poisoning the well, you know, where all the other animals drink from.
Dude, I can't believe it. I actually agree with the Femcels. Like, dude, like it makes so much sense.
Hybridization, bro. We're seeing some hybridization happening. There's a transgender element here too at the same time.
Because it's what I'm saying, dude. Because like if you think about it, like. Of course, like you want other people to act like dumbasses so they're not competing with you in the future. I know. It's like when you have a coworker that's like, you ask him like, yo, I have a meeting with the manager in a couple of days. Can you give me some advice? Yeah. And he's like, bro, like all you got to do is like slap him on the ass and he'll be happy and you'll have a great meeting. Yeah. And then you do that and get immediately fired. Like that's exactly what I'm imagining. What I would say is to maybe like round this out. There are a bunch of like other incel categories we could look at. And I think this deserves a two-parter because there's like so much to talk about this. Yeah. But what I would say though is it's interesting. Mm-hmm. So I like to think about it from the perspective of, okay, we know that there are all these explanations for why somebody might be an incel, right? We have, you know, we've talked about the ethnicity. We talked about like the geological aspect. We talk about things like, I don't know, different theories people have, the pills and stuff.
And don't think we're here to bash you guys about all that stuff. We're here to document all of this knowledge and categorize it and catalog it so you could get a map of what's fucking going on.
Exactly. There are so many small things you can do to make yourself a better human being. And at least in my personal experience, when things go better for you and you just become a better person in general, be it how you treat others, how you treat yourself, that's a really big one, how you go about life, all these things like relationships and all that will just naturally happen. Yeah. Because I like to think of this saying, which is that instead of chasing after the butterflies, tend to your garden so they'll come by themselves.
There we go. There we go, bro. I mean... From me being, you know, being the resident pimp of the podcast, I have the same lesson, I guess, in different verbiage. But in the pimp game, what they say is that pussy is like a cat with no legs. I don't go to it, it crawls to me.
You have to create the environment where it's more probable that will happen. Everything is connected, dude.
We'll map it all one day, dude. But I think this was our first episode and first venture out into the wilds where we try to document and catalog all these specimens. All I'm going to say is, man, shit, man, go get your dick wet.